Good evening and welcome to that's the nighttime heat, right here on Prime FM 105.5. This program is also being relayed by Radio Gagema. Quatika also been relaying this program. We are streaming live tonight on Prime FM, Monrovia 105.5. Again, Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. You want to watch the show online, just tab Nighttime Heat. And of course, you're going to watch the show online, also on your Facebook or YouTube channel after you subscribe. And of course, you hit the notification bell. We wanted to share tonight show. It promises to be very, very interesting. As usual, share the live videos that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the Nighttime Heat. We are expecting our panelists, I'm sure they are on their way. Though we have Benedictus Erasmus Namwitabe, we're still expecting that George Kennedy, Moses Sandy to come tonight. Let me just a quick of what is coming up tonight. I'm sure you're quite aware of the EU Liberia Business Forum. In fact, that is taking place where the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Augustine Gafwan, is making Liberia's case. We're going to play the tape. He spoke there, and of course, he spoke very soundly, trying to tout, what is it to improve on the lives of our people. So we're going to listen to that video tonight and also talk about the EU Liberia Business Forum. Besides ex-finance minister, that's Samuel Tuer. Samuel Tuer is claiming that his freedom has blocked VP Kong presidential hopes. In the story, he's claiming that the VP wants him to be jailed, and if he's not jailed, it means that the VP presidential hopes may be dashed. We're going to talk about that. How possible? Let's assume that the case went against Samuel Tuer, the economic sabotage case. What does it have to do with VP Cohn presidential bid? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. Well, another demolition took place today in the Johnsonville, the Johnsonville community, where several Liberians again were made homeless. We're going to talk about that as well. Almost every day now in our country, people are being made homeless. What is happening? We really don't know. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf spoke on tackling corruption from the schools. He said, well, the best thing to do is to fight corruption from the school. But I don't know whether that strategy was put into place, during her rule at the time. But I know it is better late than never, maybe. And so she thinks that that's the best way to address the issue of corruption. We're going to talk about that as well. And then also, the Education Ministry, if time permits, has slammed funds on St. Teresa Convent and a Liberian musician. We're going to talk about that. The funds and what's going to happen if the funds are not paid. We're going to talk about that. But often on the program, we have on the margin what we talk about other stories before, our main stories. And of course, on the margin tonight, the Senate has invited the Minister of Justice to clarify what it calls procedural irregularities on subpoena issues against the Senate. Yesterday we saw a press statement from from the Ministry of Justice, asking the court to subpoena some top senators to go and present some financial documents. And of course, the Ministry of Action was in reaction to a GAC audit, an audit by the governors. That's the GAC, and so the minister saw that it was quite necessary for those senators to go and submit financial documents of some transactions that they carry out. So today the Senate said, well, they see it as a procedural irregularities, and so they push back on the Minister of Justice. We're going to talk about that. The House of Representatives, very interesting today, declared Thursday, February 26th, as National Yellow Machine Day. And so you saw bulk of the legislators dressed in yellow apparel. Oh, wow. And you saw the speaker, the deputy speaker, the bulk of them. I saw Priscilla Cooper, representative. They all were dressed in yellow. What message were they sending? How does it sink down with our young people, especially lawmakers leaving major deliberations, going to the Senate, and we got a couple, going to the port. We got the videos, when they arrived at the port to inspect the machines, and then later on, they even visited the president, and we're going to talk about that today. Very interesting, Yellow Machine Day. And also, the prosecution. That's the latest story. Just this afternoon, this one broke. The prosecution is pushing for the arson case. The case involving for Nanti Kofa and others to be transferred, to be taken from Monrovia, far away from where they ask. But does this allow in law, especially where the Capitol building that's in the question that was got by fire is in Monrovia, taking the case, asking for transfer of the case? Is that allowed in law? We're going to talk about that as well tonight. But in the meantime, before we go forward, let me try to welcome my panelist. Dave, welcome to the program. We didn't see you yesterday. They said they snatched your phone away. Criminals?
Actually, I didn't want to talk about that on the radio. That was an unfortunate situation. And
you are trying to make your way to the station.
I make my way to the station and opposite the church right here on Benson Street. And and someone called me, and the phone was in my pocket. Someone called me, and I took it off my pocket, put it in my ear. And I thought somebody was just joking me from the back. And I know it was a serious thing. The guy jumped on one of the horses opposite the church.
After he snatched it away from you.
But a guy chased him, and the guy succeeded in retrieving my phone.
Oh, for true?
Yeah.
A guy chased him.
A guy saw the incident happening, and he was.
And you couldn't chase him because you don't have the strength.
No, just that it was that, and even following the guys in such
it was risky.
It was risky.
So what sort of handsome reward did you give this guy?
You want me to talk about that, my man? that is not important on the radio, man. So
but let me ask you, Dave.
I had to show some appreciation to the guy.
So how much did you give the guy?
That's not important.
There should be. Apparently, you just took something $100,000 from your pocket and give it to this guy, man.
That was
because you broke.
Even had it been $50, I guess he would have appreciated that.
Wow.
The guy appreciated
so
that.
what did come to? How did you feel? We're going to go into a major discussion. But how did you feel when your phone was snatched away, my man?
Someone that is not a strange phenomenon in our society.
Has it happened to you before?
No, this is the first time, and so because of that trauma.
I know you were dispirited. All your spirit left you. You said my last single phone.
Well, I got it back anyway.
Okay.
That was good. So because of that trauma, I said, but then let me go back.
But does it worth selling? Does that phone look like? Does it look like a phone that you can sell?
But somebody saw my phone. That's not a.
What kind of phone is that?
baby
No,
phone.
I haven't seen it. What kind of phone
That's
is that?
Techno.
Oh,
Techno
Techno.
come out 20.
So how much you think that guy would have sold it? Because when you said 3 years now.
but
Okay.
that's still a brand new phone. So
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Let me welcome George. George, why are you so quiet on this?
You know why you got our phone? Current internet plenty. My wife was the best.
Yeah.
Boy, the play was dark, my brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
The shallow of darkness. We didn't shallow you were saying.
Yeah.
When we good evening, good evening to our technicians, our listeners, our international panelists. I hope they all be on tonight. Mr. Kripla, Mr. Sandy. Tomorrow our co-panelist, Mr. Edwin Family, will be graduating from the UL PSC or YLB, so he will soon be an attorney at law. And we are waiting to see him. Want to say congratulations in advance again. We are waiting to see you back here with us, and thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you again. We wanted to share the show. I wanted to share tonight's show. Just share the live video. Want to share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also follow on what's happening tonight on the nighttime heat. On the nighttime heat, we are, trying to get a communication, a message across. But gentlemen, tonight, again, we already spoke about what's coming up. We'll know we'll open lines later on. But first, let's hear from the both of you. That is the both of you on the latest information now. Let me try to pull that out so that we can talk about that. We are on the margin of our discussion. The prosecution, like I said, in capital arson trial, prosecutors seek venue change amid trial by media concerned. State prosecutors in Liberia are seeking to move the Capitol building arson trial out of Montreal County, citing heavy media coverage, public pressure, and alleged jury interference attempts. The Ministry of Justice filed the motion before Judge Roosevelt Zerwilly, arguing that a change of venue is necessary to ensure a fair and impartial trial for former House Speaker J. Fonante Kofa and other defendants. The defendants face charges ranging from arson to attempted murder in connection with the Capitol fire, which caused significant damage and sparked public outrage. The prosecutor's move comes amid concerns about the trial's integrity, with defense lawyers alleging constitutional violations, illegal searches, and torture. Judge Willie has previously emphasized the importance of protecting the defendants' right to counsel and ensuring a fair trial. The case has been marked by delays, including the recent disbandment of jury due to alleged misconduct. So, gentlemen, this is the situation. The prosecutors, just this evening, this one came up. The prosecutors or prosecution is requesting the court to change the venue of the case. Citing the issue of media coverage and fair trial they won and all of that, because they believe apparently that if the case is heard here, what they want to achieve may not be achieved. Public pressure as well that is cited, because we can remember there was a situation where they had to disband the jury, and so that is what the prosecution wants. Asking the judge to allow that to happen? Let me begin with you first. Yes, you may not be a lawyer, and we're trying to establish contact with a legal counsel, but do you think that's possible under the law?
Sure.
A change of venue.
The change of venue, it can be requested for by any of the parties, as far as I'm concerned, mostly the prosecution, because of the fight. The reason they've cited is very serious. So the judge, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer. The judge will know.
Well, what makes the reason serious? Let me hold that. Let's assume the main reference to a heavy media coverage. What is wrong with that?
One of the key reasons.
Public pressure.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
Fine.
And alleged jury interference. What is wrong with that?
That's one of the key issues that really underscore their argument, because you see all eyes on the court. This particular case, you find out that for whatever reason that the judge found in their first motion to disband the jury, because you have a proof that the jury was tampered with, and the judge saw that yes, so they disbanded the jury, is now going to give rise to this particular transfer, because the media, I'm talking about mostly the mainstream media, social media activities around here. Sometimes you see that even most of the time high-profile cases, when the teams or the accused leave or whatever, leave the courtroom, it's that lawyers that speak. And, but this time you see most of the defendants, everybody having access to social media, talking this and that. It has a propensity, in my opinion, to put some level of pressure on the prosecution in the state. So that doesn't mean transferring the case to another area is going to have any legal impact to say that they're going to circumvent the law against you. The same process going to go on. They're going to go by the book. If at all you cannot prove your case beyond reasonable doubt, definitely you're not going to win the case. And if the case is proven beyond,
I want us to take this step by step. Let's look at heavy media coverage. This is a case that has attracted. It's a landmark case, in another word. It has attracted, even in the international community as well, because those who are involved, like the former speaker and others, they are high-profile individuals. What is wrong with having a heavy media coverage of a case?
Always, even if it goes in another place, there will be media coverage. As I said, there will be media coverage, Mr. George. But what's going on is, I told you about specific segment of the media and the way the story being anchored. Everybody got their own followers. Sometimes the way they carry the story has impact on the case. Most often, not everyone over there that is a judicial reporter. You don't expect everyone to be a judicial reporter. But you find out that, like me, I'm speaking right now, I'm not a lawyer. That's why I can always issue that addendum. I'm not a lawyer. But based on what we'll be seeing around, hearing from other lawyers, that's why we're saying this. So when they say heavy media pressing, probably the court system has not been able to actually restrict where the media be, how the card, where the
no, I think I don't agree with you on that, because if the court knows that the media should let's try to speak with a lawyer, because this is quite necessary. It's very important. It broke this evening. Let's try to speak with a lawyer, and Councillor Lafayette Gould, he's always availed himself to help us understand some of these issues when it comes to legal issues. Councillor Gould, welcome to the program, The Nighttime Heat.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Okay, thank you very much. And every time we reach out to you, you always avail yourself to educate us on some of these legal issues. We just read this evening about prosecution's requesting the court for a change of venue, and citing reasons such as heavy media coverage, public pressure, judicial jury tampering, all of that. Those three major reasons. Are they quite enough for any change of venue? Are they quite enough?
It is for the court to decide, but it is a right of either party in a criminal suit to ask for change of venue when that party believes that the jurisdiction, the territorial jurisdiction that is in at the time will definitely injure his or her case, and what we say the local prejudice. And so when that party raises such an issue about local prejudice, and they give sufficient reason, the court will grant it. But it's at the discretion of the court to believe what the party says, and there's local prejudice that constitutes local prejudice or not.
Now, they started having media coverage. Is that a problem? Don't you think that the public would like to know more about the case? What is wrong with that? No, that sort of excuse or reason that they gave heavy media coverage.
Yeah, so the thing about, I don't know, but again, it's for the court to decide. If I were a prosecutor, I want to raise the issue of media coverage. But again, you have the jurors coming from the very, communities that these cases are being discussed. So the case is widely being discussed, on all media platforms, social media as well. So they still believe that if they were to have the case here, the thing that maybe the same thing that occurred in the last trial could occur again. There's a possibility of it reoccurring, and the issue of Jimmy Temple. Trial to move to a more stable and neutral, environment where both parties' case will be protected, their rights will be protected as well, and the case will be fairly adjudicated. That's the argument of the prosecution. So the defense will argue otherwise as well, and the defense will say no. As far as we're concerned, the state has all the resources. The state controls everything, and everywhere you go, then the state is covered. So change of venue will not be any ground for us to hold and say the trial will be fair because of change of venue. In fact, the defense will also say that the case will be where you're choosing is a place that have some dissenting opinion about our guilt or innocence. So we don't want to go there. So it's a tough call, for a judge to lose jurisdiction over a case that he has been hearing for one term of court, and during what is pending was terminated prematurely. But that is the right of either party. Once you convince the court for a change of venue, you give reasons why you think a change of venue would be more suitable for your case, and not just only your case, but for justice, to be delivered fairly. The judge being convinced, will accept it, and grant the change of venue. If the judge is not satisfied, he will deny it.
Okay,
that's the law.
Okay, so but before you go, non-lawyers may be thinking that the crime, was committed here in Montreal, where the Capitol building is seated. Now, what's the justification taking the case from Montreal, where the alleged crime occurred, and taking it to either Bangor or Bon County or Maryland?
Well, the law says the nearest county, so the case can either go to Bomi, Margibi, or Grand Bassa.
Okay.
That's what the law. It also goes to the nearest, to the nearest county. The nearest county now will be the Butler counties, which I just named for me, Margibi and Grand Bassa. So the thing about it, look, this is about justice, right? And the work of the prosecution is not to convict, but to ensure that justice, is done, justice is served. And wherever the prosecution believes that justice would not be.
Hello? Oh. It seems Councillor Gould is, the network seems like he's off. Okay. All right.
You see,
if he calls back, what that's it. Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
but the lawyer put it proper.
Yeah.
But I said that it is a right of any other party to call. And also, I said, I struck the issue of the social media, the way it's going. The lawyer, the councillor struck that point also. But he said it's a ruling that will come from the judge. They got to convince the judge. And other parties got a right to put it for change.
Is he back on?
No, not
especially
yet.
where he clarified that it's gonna be the nearest county in line with the laws, which I didn't know. But,
Okay. Okay, you spoke on. Let's hear from you.
I wanted to ask you a question, but unfortunately gone off. Whether because the prosecution that is asking a court, right, to transfer the case to another venue.
Mhm.
So I wanted to ask Councillor Go, if he's still listening, whether would there be the prosecution, if the prosecution succeeds in convincing the court to transfer the case to another venue, would it be the prosecution that would determine which county it wants the case to be transferred to? Or that would be left with the discretion of the court.
Like you said, it can be transferred to the nearest county.
So that would be at the discretion of the court.
Yeah, surely.
Okay, so and then one thing he struck, he said most stable, because we're talking about he said most stable and neutral venue. That is, for example, in Monrovia, Fanadekova and others, they're concentrated in Monrovia. They're familiar with a lot of people, and they're familiar with a lot of people. And Monrovia is the center of politics. Is the stage for politics. So a neutral place could be any of the counties where citizens there, they have just little knowledge about. I'm not just putting them down, but people are not too familiar with Fanatico and others, So cabinet to those places. In fact, if it were not permissible under the law, I don't think the prosecution would have requested that, because it is permissible under the law. That's why the prosecution has
okay, but let's look at one thing, gentlemen. The prosecution sought reasons like heavy media coverage, public pressure. Now, on that side, let's assume it was transferred to Bomi County or Margibi. Many of the institutions, the media institutions that have agents or representatives covering the courts, they do have them assigned.
Yeah.
And so what again excuse would the prosecution have if there are many media representatives going for the coverage?
If you listen to Councillor Gould, he said he wondering why that part was included. I mean, because everywhere you go across the country, there are media people there. And this is a high-profile case.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like somebody was saying, I don't see the reason why people wouldn't want a high media presence in such a high-profile case. Like for instance, if you know about the O.J. Simpson case,
mm-hmm.
one of the landmark cases in the United States. You saw the heavy
media. Well covered.
Yeah, you saw the heavy media.
Allowed courtroom coverage of that case.
You saw the
because the thing is that those who are involved in this case, they are high-profile individuals, like former Speaker Kofa and the rest of them, the Dixon Doe, the Abu, they are all high-profile, people. So you don't expect such a case to just go on mute like that with people that are trooping to the court to watch the proceedings.
Changing the venue doesn't mean that the media will be disallowed
So
to cover the case. Media will still cover the case, but at least it will be at some.
But even in Monrovia, that can still be done. Okay, Councillor Gu is back on the line. Councillor, welcome back to the program.
Yes, I was talking. I didn't even know my phone went off.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, I don't know why I stopped there for whatever the case is. Let not anyone try to think that when a party requests for change of venue, it means the party doesn't have evidence to prosecute, or the party doesn't have evidence to defend, his or her innocent. No, it's just that they want the ground to be fair. Like I was saying, in the case of football, there were good grounds given for Sierra Leone to bring its international matches in Liberia. There were good grounds for Liberia to play its international matches, before in Ghana, or during some time that Liberia Stadium was banned. So for you to have a change of venue in the trial, you must give good grounds that the court will agree with, that local practices will cause you not to get a fair trial. And so because of that, there's a need for the case to be transferred to another venue.
But let me ask you a question, Councillor Gu.
I also told you that there were cases where venue were changed in this country before. The case of Albert Boplet. The venue was changed, to I think Bomi.
Yeah, Bomi County.
Bomi County. They had Albert Boplet trial. Even
the late
case at the time that we wanted to were in the one big murder trial, the Charlotte Musu case. We wanted change of venue as well because of the local practices that were the state at the time. So it happens. The state can feel that yes, they try here. If we have it at this place, we think that the politics around it, the jurors who are selected are coming from the same place. They've seen it. They know about it. They know the parties. And all of that. So justice will not be rendered fair. Let's change and go to a more neutral ground where the people may not have the opportunity to follow too much from these activities. They don't know these lawmakers. They don't know the prosecutors. They don't know any minister of government so much that they know that they will want to think that they can be influenced. So a lot of things are happening. But the court must be satisfied that the grounds you're giving is sufficient enough to determine that local prejudice will be involved, and so they will accept it. They will grant your motion for a change of venue.
Now, Councillor Gould, don't you think those those who are not well versed legally, yes, they may not know that the law allows for change of venue. Maybe thinking that apparently this is just a strategy by the prosecution to delay the matter.
But here's the thing. The thing about it is, and that's why you call a lawyer. You didn't call a layman to talk about it. And you call somebody who has worked in prosecution before and now is a private legal practitioner. So my 12 years experience in prosecution and even before going will tell you that these are things that people will, the perception that people will have will always be there. Will always perceive that either party that will be wishing for change of venue will not have evidence, they won't delay or so forth. It's certainly not the case, because I tell you the truth. Whether you're for or against, you must always preach and work to ensure that the process is fair, free, fair, and transparent. Because you see the thing about lawyering. Today I will say something about a case, and the person who may feel not satisfied with what I say And about that case, will insult me. They will say all kinds of things about me. I'm a crazy lawyer. I don't know what I'm saying, and blah, 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 right? Tomorrow, that person will find himself in a situation where I will be giving an opinion now that will be in favor. And then he will say, oh, yeah, this is one of the best lawyers we ever had in the public. So that is the thing of human being shift from one point to another. The people who were opposition yesterday are in position today. The people who are in position today, and were in position yesterday are opposition today. So that is the people who were talking bad yesterday, today they will talk good.
Okay.
Tomorrow when they
So,
are there, so, but the thing about it is that is the law. The law gives every party the right at the time to request, give the opportunity to request change of venue when you believe that the place the trial is going to be conducted, you will not get fair trial because of local prejudice. And local prejudice can be defined in broad. Anything that would tend, that the court will be satisfied with, that will injure that person's case, the court will say you have a different place. So let nobody say, oh, somebody is running away, somebody didn't know. Because tomorrow, your lawyer will ask for change of venue too. Then you will not want somebody to say, oh, your lawyer, because you won't get a case at the UC. Let's see it with an eye of the patriot, that this is the procedure, this is how the law works, and let's see whether the court will grant it based on what they present before the court.
Okay.
Instead of just going with the perception that, oh, nobody had that.
okay. So finally, before you go, can change of venue be requested twice in a single case?
Now, change of venue, it is not something that I can be definite about, because we've now had a situation where you have changed your venue, so you request for change. Now the issue is request, and the issue about granting. Now, if they ask for change of venue first, it's a good question you ask. If they ask for change of venue first and the judge ruled on that change of venue, it means that matter has been passed on already. So we call it we say res judicata. The court has decided that matter already. You can't come back to it again. If that's the case. If you change venue, if the judge grants the change of venue to, let's say, another county, and you went in that county, and then things happen where you want to change again to another county, I have not seen that happen, something except for on the basis of maybe force majeure, where something natural happens that will definitely prevent the trial from going on, and you will need to move to another place for that trial to go on.
Okay.
Yes, and so there will be an exception to that.
Okay.
But in the event where the person asks for change of venue from the beginning of the trial, and the judge says no, he denies the change of venue and he retains jurisdiction, even where that trial is aborted, the issue about change of venue have already been decided. So I don't see where you will come back and get it. But again, it's a trial.
Okay.
Things are not happening before.
They can still happen.
You try it can happen here, because we not had that situation before. So let's see what the court will say, because some of the things that don't happen here in our jurisdiction, they are not been tested, and there have not been any opinion on that, because there have not been any issue raised about
Okay.
it. So when you start for the first time, somebody will raise you say, oh no. Or you pass everything, when somebody will say, oh no. Even though we passed on before, but there's a new trial, so we started all over. So we start all over, we start from the beginning. That means the book will be reading again. So going back to pre-trial, all the things we talked about it.
Okay.
So there are lots and lots of things, that will interplay. But the court will decide based on the papers, the pleadings that will be filed by the parties.
I want to ask.
Okay. Yes, Councillor Gould. There's a question here for you.
This is George Kennedy.
Oh, George, how are you, my brother?
I'm fine, sir. Councillor, the jury was sequestered during this trial, but later disbanded. Does this mean that the entire trial going to start in law your court trial de novo or start all over anew?
Yes, sure. When we had it many times. We had it many times where, but the point here is, here's the thing. When we say trial, because I remember the Nisi Bawe case, the case involving the Grand Jury.
Mm-hmm.
I know the jury was disbanded, and then we went back. To impanel a new jury. We didn't go back for the people to plead. We didn't go back for the indictment to be read. No, because the indictment was read, the people pleaded already, and they have already joined issue with the state. So we didn't go back to the formal procedure where we have pre-trial conference and all. No, we went only back to the extent I remember, and at least to the extent that I know about the procedure. We went back to impanel a new jury.
So what about
in this case, and that is what I would be thinking that will happen. Instead of making a mistake, maybe I'm forgetting something. I stand to be corrected because I'm talking on the phone. I don't have the law in my hand. Lawyers will research, but there are things that at least you are playing with over a period of time. You can speak to it directly or you look in the book.
Then what about evidence that was submitted prior to the nullification of this case? Will it still be considered evidence, or new evidence can be submitted?
Evidence, and that's the point I'm saying to you, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know of new evidence will be submitted because the people have already pleaded. So when they plead, because if you go back to history to the Musa Solomon Fala versus Republic of Liberia, somewhere around 2007 and ended 2012 or so. Musa Solomon Fala was tried twice. The first time he was tried, he was found guilty. They went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court reversed the judgment and awarded a new trial. At the second trial, the prosecution decided to bring statement that he made in the first trial, to bring it into the second trial and make reference, and they objected, but the judge overruled the objection and said the testimony from the first trial can also be used into the second trial, because the thing was just about impaneling jury. Okay. So you read that Musa Solomon Fala Republic case, it will give you an idea as to what can be done in the second trial. You can take all the records now. All the records from the first trial will be going there. Will be there. Okay. Any testimony you make, because now you're on an oath.
Yeah.
By you going back to have a new trial, doesn't take you for honor oath.
Okay, Councillor, let me ask you a question. One question, please. Councillor, my name is David Tagbe. Good evening. And so the prosecution made a recommendation. It said 3 counties, nearby counties. So who determines which county, just in case the court accepts the issue of transfer, who determines the county? Is it the same prosecution, or is it the court that determines whether you go to Basel or you go to Bombing?
No. Yeah, it's a technical issue because the law says the nearest counties, right?
Okay.
However, the law also talks about territorial jurisdiction. So you commit crime in Mandibi, but you're living in Monserrado.
Okay.
Or you're living in Nima, right? So you took the proceeds of the crime to Nima, or probably you plan to commit the crime in Picano, in Nima County. So the fact that you're met in Nima and you're planning to commit the crime, you came in Picano, you committed the crime. Nima County can also be considered a territorial jurisdiction for trial, because where you begin into the process, the element of the crime was committed in Nima. So if you look at the Nisi Bawe case, we took the case from Way Branch there and brought it to Monrovia, or all the other counties. So there were a lot of things because people were in Monrovia raising money to go and mobilize people in Grand Jury to go to Ivory Coast to fight. So part of the crime was committed in Montserrat already. So if there is no element, there is no evidence of the crime being committed in any other county, any the elements of the crime being committed in any other county, other than the county the place the crime was committed, then the nearest counties will be the only options that will be available.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So in change of venue, you go to the nearest county, but then you also look at territorial too. And, so when you look at territorial, then you can see now that they may carry the case of Banga, they may carry the case of Lofa, the case will go to Nima. Maybe they believe the prosecution can prove that meetings were held in Nima County for the planning of the capital of the where the cases.
Okay.
These were held this place, yeah. So that's the law. I don't want
Councilor.
Before you go, I just want the public to understand that we are providing information for everybody for their understanding. We don't have a SAR to say, oh, we support government, we support the defense. No. But what the law says and how the law is applied is what we are providing to the public. So they cannot go blindly and maybe start to say things that they have no knowledge of. The little idea we give to them, they can ask other lawyers too as well to help. But it's important for the public to understand what the procedures are.
Okay.
And these things that are being done now is not strange. They have been done before.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Gould. Thank you. Always, anytime we call you, you always avail yourself. We really appreciate your legal knowledge. Thank you very much, Councilor Gould.
You're welcome, Ambassador.
Okay. So let me welcome Moses quickly to the program. Moses, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Sabah. And guys, I apologize for being late. It's good to be back tonight. Let me say hi to Tagger, Mr. Kennedy, and our team in studio. It's a pleasure to be back. Thank you.
Okay, so gentlemen, let's have to transition. But before then, Dave, you listen to Councilor Gould. It seems that it is clear that the law allows for transfer of a case if the prosecution or if the defense counsel wants that to happen. Like you said, the reason why we sought to invite him and ask him is because many may be thinking, but why is it that the prosecution is trying to request for change of venue? Is it a strategy to delay the case? And the reasons cited by the prosecution, like he said, those reasons are genuine.
Yeah.
And heavy media coverage, public pressure, attempt to play with the jury and all of that.
Yeah.
Those are all major reasons. But before we transition, let's hear from you. Maybe you want to weigh in on this, Moses.
The law provides for that, but given what we have in the world today, social media, I think it is just one of those legal strategies, because wherever you go, legal issues are being discussed. It's not those days where issues in the media were only discussed in Monrovia. You can stay in FOIA and know about everything happening in Monrovia today because of social media. Because of social media, the world has become a global village. I was talking to you. I know what is happening in Liberia every day because of social media. So for someone to say, oh, well, we have to change venue because this case has been publicized in Monrovia, let's go to FOIA, let's go to HAPO, because the people there, they may know little about the case. Absolutely, that's debatable. That theory no longer doesn't hold because people are on a consistent basis, kept abreast happenings in the country based on what is happening in the media. And social media has become that platform. So I beg to differ with that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the main issue is neutrality, a neutral ground where people are not too familiar with the parties. I think Councillor Gould emphasized that, where people are not too familiar with the parties involved. Like for instance, most of those who are the parties, they are concentrated in Monrovia.
No, let's take for instance, gentlemen. We're trying to be hypothetical here.
They're not too familiar with the parties involved. So the way the tension,
Dave, you're talking about tension. That's what I'm coming. Let's assume Dave and George Kennedy. Like we said, those who are involved in this case, they are high-profile people.
Yeah,
they've been in the House leadership for 6 years. Some of them, and some of them been there more than 6 years. Now they do have the resources. The prosecution is arguing against public pressure, wherein those individuals involved in the case decided to say, well, we're going to bus people to Magibie. Magibie is not far from here. And they charter 4 or 5 buses. People troop there to the court and they want to see. Is it not the same public pressure?
But
because they do have the ability.
Thank God you say you've been hypothetical. I mean, let's wait and see what happens.
No, Dave, that's not the issue of let's wait and see. It's possible that it happens because, like I said, those people, they do have the capacity. They can bus people to go to the court and go see what's happening. Because this case has attracted a lot of public interest. Yeah, just
Gould underscores serious point when it comes to the social media or the media aspect. He said, and I quote, the jurors being selected, they are from the same Monserrado. Almost all these accused people are from the same Monserrado. The publication from the social media, the widespread social media hitting to the homes of those jurors may be a reason for some of those things that happen, like jury tampering, right? So if it is in different locations, first of all, if it is in different locations, these people do not have the kind of fanatics and supporters in those areas that got in this Monserrate.
But they could bus people. Man, it's possible. It's possible that they could transport it. You know,
we have not seen that before.
Okay, Moses, you have to transition. Moses, I'm not saying it's possible
because that every day at the court you see a crowd of people there.
It's possible that those same people who are involved, the defendants, can also bus people to, let's assume Magibie. Magibie is right here, or let's assume somewhere around where the case will be transferred. Moses, let's hear from you.
Yeah, look, let me just say quickly, Sobo, like I said earlier, the man in Rewaji could even be more informed, could even be more familiar with this case as compared to the man in Monrovia because of what social
familiar with the persons involved in the case. It's not a case. The case is already around the world, they run the whole country that people burn. So everybody knows about the case. We're talking about being familiar with the parties.
Yeah, but the name Funati Kofa is a household name in Liberia. Wherever you go, the name is a household name. It's a household name in Liberia. The man in Rubber Sports knows the name for Nati Kofa. So for you to tell me, say that change of venue and taking the case to an isolated area where create some room for neutrality, I think for me it's just a delay tactics. Because wherever you go, when you talk about Richard Kuhn, when you talk about Thomas Fowler, people in Rwanda know those names. When you talk about the defendants, people in Liberia know those names. So whenever you go to Ravis Post and you say you want a neutral jury, and you select people from there, and it comes with a ruling, then someone say, oh well, the case was prejudiced, so let's ask for another venue. Wherever you go, I want you guys to be aware of this. Wherever you there are people that know exactly what is happening with this case. That's
Okay.
The argument is not really about who knows who.
Yes, finally, from your
The
end.
argument is about how many people this person that have been attached to this person in this particular county. All right, in this particular locale.
It's not a matter of knowing their names.
It's not about knowing the name.
But it's not necessary.
It's not a matter.
Even someone
It's not difficult to prevent.
Someone that a hypothetical situation.
It's not difficult to prevent.
Even if the guy
If-
is boss, even if the case is transferred
Mhm.
and finally go find
Listen,
others,
listen,
they pull people in buses and carry them to where the
And
case
the
is being
police
transferred.
barricade.
I mean, to me, they'll be doing harm than good to themselves.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
at the end of the day, the case will they notice that people are bringing people to sharing squad, then they'll be worsening their
disrupt the
situation
process.
ahead. They'll be worsening.
All right, so gentlemen, let's transition quickly. Let's transition and go into something else. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat, rated on Prime FM 105.5. We wanted to share the live video. The program is interesting as always. We have major discussions tonight. Our panelists are very conversant of the national issues, and they are discussing the issues, bringing justice to the topic. Kindly share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening. Maybe you want to watch the show online, just type Nighttime Heat on your Facebook page or maybe your YouTube channel. You're going to watch the show online. And gentlemen, yesterday we started the discussion when the news broke that the Ministry of Justice has moved to subpoena some top members of the Liberian Senate to present some financial documents. We spoke about that yesterday. And then today, the Senate has released a statement from that end. So let me try to read it quickly. Senate invites Minister of Justice to clarify procedural irregularities on subpoena issued against the Liberian Senate. The Liberian Senate, under the gavel of President Pro Tem Yomli Kanga Lawrence, has cited the Minister of Justice, Councillor N. Oswald Tue, to provide clarity on a subpoena issued against the Liberian Senate. The Senate took the decision during its 14th day sitting on Thursday, that's today, February 26, 2026, after a communication authored by 4 senators, to include Senators Amara M. Connor, Besanga Milton Finlay, Ibrahim Darius Dillon, and Edwin Melvin Snow. The senators in their communication raised concerns about the Ministry of Justice recent application to Criminal Code A, seeking a writ of subpoena against officers of the Liberian Senate, and of the ministry's subsequent notice to quash that same subpoena on February 24th, 2026. According to the senators, the sequence of events in the ministry's action raises serious procedural and institutional concerns that demand the Senate's immediate attention and a clear explanation from the Minister of Justice, despite the Senate's acceptance of the withdrawal. The senators who are also members of the Senate Public Accounts Committees mentioned that the Ministry of Justice misidentified the responsible institution, noting that the Auditor General's report on the system review of the financial management system and accounting processes of the Liberian Senate period ended March 31, 2024, explicitly states financial operations processed by MFDP rather than the Senate Finance Department. This funding in the Senator's communication definitively shows that the Senate does not disburse funds, that the Senate does not handle payments, that the Senate does not oversee IFMAs, and the Senate does not produce fiscal overturns. The senators noted that under the Public Financial Management Act, only the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning has the authority over cash releases, allotment, IFMAs transactions, fiscal overturn, fiscal outturn reporting, and expenditure execution. The communication detailed that many of the discrepancies are cited in the Ministries of Justice withdrawn petition to Criminal Code A, including the differences between MFDP outturns and IFMAs ledger entries are clearly within MFDP's operational jurisdiction, not the Senate. Gentlemen, let me just hold it there. Now, we all listen to the reading. The Senate is arguing that this is a procedural error by the Ministry of Justice, the Attorney General, the man who is the advisor to the president on legal issues. And the Senate is now inviting him, despite the withdrawal, we understand, of that petition from the court. Yet the senators still believe he needs to come to answer his answer to his action. Let's hear from you.
Sure. If I were the senator, I would sign on that, because what happened is we got 3 separate branches of government but coordinating. I thought that even if the GSA report was truth, the first thing that would have been done was to communicate with the Senate, the current leadership of the Senate, because the audit period honor review, that was a new protein, that was new leadership that was there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you should have communicated with the leadership, but you went straight to court, which was not wrong. You went to court, it was good. But now you went and withdrew your submission to the court. When you made a submission to the court, it went public. Even though when you withdrew your statement, your submission from the court, it also went public. But the damage was already done. So probably you have other things that you want to tell the Senate behind the scene. They'll call you to session and you tell them. Additionally, in that letter, when the Senate said that the expenditure of the money, that MFDP, please go like, oh, no. No.
The funding in the senator's communication definitively shows that the Senate does not disburse funds, does not handle payments, does not oversee IFMAs, and does not produce fiscal outturns.
So the Senate, the Ministry of Finance disburses.
But didn't didn't the Ministry of Justice know all of this?
Well, that's some of the thing we're talking. I thought they should have known. They should have done that. That should have been the right way. That showed to me coordination. And coordination. If the legislature wants something from the judiciary, instead of them going to go for the buster, is to read the judiciary to their leadership, and the judiciary will respond to it behind the scene. Things that cannot be resolved sometimes come to the public, but things that can easily be resolved, no need of actually creating, this kind of dysfunctioning, what I don't want to use, but for me, I think inviting the justice minister is okay.
Okay, so before I come to you, Tabo, let me read the balance part of the statements. The ministry's action, according to the senators, was procedurally improper and demonstrated blatant disregard for international protocols. The communication states that the Ministry of Justice initiated criminal court proceedings against an equal branch of government without prior engagement, flagrantly bypassing established inter-branch procedure.
That's what you're saying.
This approach in the senator's argument, a falsely labeled MFDP controlled financial variances as Senate actions demanded documents from an institution that does not oversee the relevant systems and dangerously threatens the constitutional separation of powers. Based on the above concerns mentioned in the senator's communication, the Minister of Justice has been invited to answer on why did the Ministry of Justice choose to subpoena the Senate rather than MFDP, despite the audit's clear attribution of financial processing responsibilities to MFDP. Tabwe?
The Minister of Justice, first of all, established that he's not infallible. He's human being, makes mistakes. Had it not been the
case, do you think those sort of mistakes should be made?
Then this is obviously the Minister of Justice or Ministry of Justice should know all these procedures. Why should the Minister of Justice or the Ministry of Justice make such a mistake? Because if it knew what it was doing, it wouldn't have withdrawn the
petition or the subpoena request.
The subpoena request. Now, the fact that he's a human being made mistake, or the ministry that human beings running, they made that mistake, they withdrew it. But the damage has already been done. They already cast aspersion on members of the Liberian Senate. And now, what makes a person shame makes him best is as a result of that is because of the annoyance on the part of the senators that they are calling him now. The Minister of Justice, why have you, why have you decided to disparage us in the public? Reduce all the public ridicule. Now, after you've done the damage, you have taken the communication back. So that the damage is already done.
Okay, let me hold you there. Now, Moses, does this speak to the lack of coordination that we see and that we hear about or seeing in this government? Does this case speak to that as well?
I would say yes, because I may be wrong, but what I do know is that whenever the GSC does an audit report is often reported, often submitted, is the legislature. So if this audit report was done and submitted, then it would have been very appropriate to talk to the senators before going public. But that didn't happen. And it went public. So now the Senate come back to say, hey, our integrity has been thrown into public disrepute. Now you have to come and explain to the public, even though you have withdrawn, but this has to do with our integrity. So there should have been some level of coordination. That's why they say you have 3 branches of government, independent but coordinated branches. So you don't go public. If something comes up, you need to discuss it first. If you can resolve it, then you go public. So I agree with David Tagbe and the committee on that.
Just the ministry say what they withdraw,
no, just heard that they withdrew it. They just indicated that they withdrew it. But the thing is, gentlemen, the ministry came up with this press release yesterday, talking about requesting subpoena from the court to invite these people. Now, why would people, especially those who are supposed to know major things, does that point to the fact that maybe the Minister of Justice is overwhelmed? He has a special assistant, or he has people in the office, because I'm sure before major communications can be, dispatched, the minister's SA should see it. There are others in the office, the secretary should see it. Because as a result of this, without the minister's people not seeing these sort of documents, and they go out and cause this sort of embarrassment, they cast expression on the entire ministry. Is this just, does it just show that maybe people who are working with these top ministers are not prioritizing their jobs?
Okay, like for example, you know what I run into my mind, the fact that the justice minister himself has ordered the retraction or the withdrawal of the letter. You know what I'm thinking about, he must have given instruction. We just assuming giving instruction to one of his deputies.
So one is eight, maybe.
It's eight. Oh, okay, you'll write this communication, and without him seeing it, to provide guidance, they deliver it. And then after realizing that, you know, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, because I can say the justice minister is ignorant of the law. I can say he should have known better. But that's what I said, that from the beginning, that they're all humans. He must have given instruction, they wrote it, he didn't peruse it, and they deliver it, and they send it to the court, and it came public. Then after seeing the copy and realizing the errors in it, or the procedural error that the senators are citing, and say, no, we got withdraw.
But who could have written such a letter? And Josh, let me come to you.
Yeah.
When they know exactly,
Those things happen.
I'm coming. When they know exactly that, like the Senate argued, it does not disburse funds. The Senate doesn't.
And the justice minister should know that.
The Senate does not handle payments. The Senate does not oversee IFMAs and does not produce fiscal outturns. Who does that?
So
The Ministry of Finance.
Yeah.
So now, who could have written such a letter?
So our conversation, Kennedy, our conversation, we would have understood the whole thing if we had heard the reason why the Minister of Justice withdrew the letter. If we had known the reason, then we would better, provide, the clear analysis of what is obtaining. But first of all, we don't know why the letter was withdrawn. That's what I was asking. Did they mention why the letter was withdrawn, the communication was withdrawn? Until we know that, we can provide, a very, very balanced or clear analysis here.
But we shouldn't be asking whether it was withdrawn or reason for withdrawal. The fact that the Senate has come up to say, look, payments, we are not responsible. We don't do all of those transactions or outturns. It's not our work. Who could have written such a letter? That's my concern. To the extent that the ministry could be embarrassed to the level where today the Senate is now inviting the minister.
I can see another apology. I foresee another apology from the Ministry of Justice to the Senate.
Why did you say another apology? Did he apologize before? Did the ministry apologize before?
The Ministry of Justice, I foresee the Ministry of Justice apologizing to the Senate. The fact that the ministry withdrew
that
letter from the court shows that probably. So if the ministry can withdraw the letter from the court, it shows that letter probably was lacking of certain thing, or probably there's some other certain thing happened behind the scenes so they got to withdraw that letter. Because first of all, to sue the entire Senate to the court for an audit that was done not during the time of this 54th legislature, but that audit was done. The audit period is for the 53rd legislature, and you sue this. Well, for me, I don't know. I thought that was something that I'm not a lawyer, but only the lawyers know.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. So the person who signed it, that the Minister of Justice signed it.
Just signed it.
It was not the Minister of Justice that signed it. And whether the minister was in the know of it. And these are all things that we don't know. Voila, he came later, he got to know about it. He said, "Oh, John, withdraw that thing. I don't want, maybe when the letter hit the court, one of the judges or wherever for the judge call, he said, oh, he did this. He said, yeah, go withdraw that thing quick. So it could be like that. So a lot of things that we don't know and speculating, it sometimes would lead to contempt.
Contempt, yeah.
Contempt.
That's
why we
no, there's absolutely nothing about contempt here. The thing is, it is I come in. There's absolutely nothing about contempt. It's already in the public. Yesterday, this communication came out from the Ministry of Finance that we all saw and we spoke about. And then 24 hours, they suddenly pushed back on the ministry to say, look, you have to come and tell us why this procedural error. Don't you know that we don't prepare any outturn? Don't you know that we don't handle cash? Don't you know that we don't do this, we don't do that? So where is the procedure? Where is where is the contempt coming from? There's absolutely no contempt. The thing is, it is embarrassing.
The contempt
it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing that a letter of that. It's like Tagwe. I know you don't maybe own a radio station, and then I write to you, and I said, Dave, I want your stage, or maybe I went to a court and requested a court to say, look, kindly subpoena Tagwe. Tagwe station was amongst those stations that aired some news about me or aired some negative news about me. When I know that exactly Tagwe doesn't own a station, I should know that you don't own a station. So there's absolutely no contempt. It's just embarrassing that today now the Minister of Justice will be going to answer to the call of the Senate.
Now the concern of others is, look, the Justice Ministry, that really communication and Senate has withdrawn it. What makes it matter for the Senate to also invite him? Other people may be asking that. Why does the Senate want to be so critical or technical and calling the Justice Minister when the ministry has withdrawn the letter that did the damage?
But do you know exactly what damage caused the Senate?
No, so
okay, yeah, come in, Moses.
Come.
Yeah, let me just say something. Look, it matters. The question, Mr. Tagwe, you asking, why the Senate?
No, it's not me asking the question. I said that other people may be asking that question.
Okay, that people may be asking why the Senate.
The ministry would do the letter, so Senate is calling.
Yes, I can. Why the Senate is asking the minister to appear? Now, like I told you, what stands out here has to do with what? The integrity of the institution.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what the people are trying to protect. The only thing that any man has to live with is your integrity, your reputation. If your reputation is drawn into question, as soon as they call the name David Tagwe, the first thing that stands out to people is, oh, that man is a troublemaker. Oh, that man is a dishonest man. And that will haunt you. This is what the Senate is fighting for. Now, look, my man, come here and explain to us.
Yeah.
And the negative thing that also stands out is the lack of due diligence.
Sure.
If you have people in higher places making major decisions without coordination, collaboration, without proper vetting, that's lack of due diligence. You can release a statement in less than 24 hours, you withdraw that. The question that comes, what type of leader are you? And this is one of the challenges we have. And this problem, it cuts across almost every sector of the government. People make policy statements. People make major decisions without due diligence. And this is serious. So I think the minister should go to the Senate and tell the lawmakers, why they opted to withdraw that letter and what prompted the issuing of that statement from the Justice Ministry. Let him go there and tell the people
I mean, likely going news.
No, so yeah, it's
I
yeah,
say apology.
yeah, apology.
Apology.
Maybe
So,
asking. Okay, so gentlemen,
yeah,
let that transition and hope to follow the how it plays out at the Senate. No, let's try to follow that out. Today, the House of Representatives declared Thursday, July 26, a yellow machines day. And apart from the declaration, we saw many of them in their suits, yellow suits. Let's try to play those videos, try to get those videos for us. I think they went fresh today.
Yellow suits or yellow t-shirts.
Yeah, some of them in suits. And no, some of them were in
Because
suits.
it says suit.
No, T-shirts. Oh, some of them were in suits. Yellow suits. There are three major videos I want to play in that.
I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate your work, and may God give you the strength.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And we could not just enjoy that congratulations without coming to share with you. That's the essence of our being here today. Thank you, Mr. President. Again, the people of Lofa County, we are so grateful. Thank you. The people of Foya. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
And lastly, Mr. President, the colleagues, the Speaker will say, we declared today, February 26th, as you can see it being demonstrated here in yellow, as Yellow Machine Day.
Deputy and fellow colleagues, Mr. President, our presence here today is to acknowledge your hard work. We are here to say thank you because we know these machines will be able to lay out the various cities, will be able to open market rules, it will make them more accessible in our various villages and towns. Mr. President, we got nothing much to say but to say thank you. Today we decided to move to the port machine that people consider to be used machine, AR design. We decided to go and see and touch it physically and make sure we are seeing the actual machines. And what we've noticed today, to clear some of the myth that these machines are used machines, we've seen that they are all brand new machines. And what we've seen, we are prepared for today. You see some all with black and different color, but I can assure you that as we are with the second batch of the machines, will be more yellow. Even the shoes and all will be yellow. Mr. President, I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate your work, and may God give you the strength.
Just as well, accessible, you make it easier for you and bring benefit to our country. Of course, you are aware that the machines are here. They're going to be followed by Billy Bridges, because there are some places I have been up every county. There are some places you cannot reach. There are some fertile areas you can't cross the river to reach them. So the Billy Bridges as well have to accommodate these machines so that it makes road building easier for you to cross over to use the machines. Our country is rich, is endowed. The only way we can benefit from our country is accessible. And we all have worked with my team from my office that had worked so hard.
I gotta start a new video again. Folks, We apologize for that break-in. We had to start a new stream. We're still in the red light area. We are still in the red light area. Okay, there's going to be break-ins.
Okay, so you're listening to the Nighttime Heat rated on Prime FM 105.5. We're trying to play, show those videos so that you can see for yourself. Maybe you are so busy today, either in the market, or maybe you were far from social media, you couldn't see anything. So we try to play these sort of videos so that you see it for yourselves, and how our lawmakers, the bulk of them were in a yellow apparel, and then some of them wearing their coat suit yellow, and some of them t-shirts and none of that. So that was the day today, as been declared Yellow Machines Day. Now, gentlemen, we know yellow machines had come to this country. We've seen that. We've seen equipment, of all sorts being brought to this country. And let me begin with you, Moses. The level of anxiety and celebrations, and in fact, the lower house declaring a particular day as a Yellow Machines Day, and even depicting that with the yellow suits and hats. And like you heard the deputy speaker, he said during the next batch, when it arrived, they're going to even wear yellow socks and yellow shoes, and their pens will be yellow, and their copybooks yellow. So it's going to be a yellow day. Moses, where do you stand on this?
Let me come from the strength perspective on this. What is happening in Liberia is plausible, is laudable. Our people should celebrate. We all want to see the progress, because when you build roads, that will expand the economy. Businesses will relocate, travel will become easier. So it is good. However, what I differ with is the over amplification, the overplay. This is not necessary. So shut down the legislature. You go to the Freeport, you go to the executive mansion. Oh, Mr. President, we have declared today a Yellow Machine Day. That's not necessary. The role of any government is to provide for its people. The government has demonstrated its commitment to playing that critical role. But you don't need to declare a holiday for this. Simply what the government has done is what? Done its work. And let me take it to the family level. Mr. George, if you went home and you realized that the family was low on food, and you tell your wife to go and get food for the family, and food comes home, that doesn't mean that the kids will have to literally roll all on the floor because daddy bought food. No. It is daddy's responsibility to make sure that food is in the home. We can tell you, thank you, Dad. But they don't have to go all in the neighborhood jubilating because daddy bought food. No. It's your responsibility. It's the responsibility of the government to ensure that our people travel freely. Yes, I do agree that the 285 yellow machines. It is unprecedented. Other administrations in the past did it, but historically, what this administration has done, it is something that we never experienced before. But still, doesn't mean that we should declare a holiday. I beg to differ. There was no need for that.
Okay, Josh, let's hear your take on this.
Yes, I think as for me, looking at the historicity of what happened, the world was not today was a national holiday or a holiday. They said today is Yellow Machines Day. What was done today at the Freeport and Monroe, the legislature, members of the House going to go see was what they call oversight. If you listen to the speaker, he said there were AR photos that we saw. They show a lot of things.
So if they are going for oversight, okay,
please,
go ahead on
this.
Because
so
oversight and all can be done with depicting or wearing a yellow. Yes, go ahead.
You have the right to wear any color.
Yes, go ahead. You're going to do oversight.
Okay. So they went there. He said, in fact, they thought our old machines. They went and saw brand new machines, and they were satisfied. That was an oversight work that was done.
What was it necessary going to do oversight and you dress in yellow suits and yellow t-shirts and hats?
I couldn't tell them what kind of clothes.
No. I'm asking, what was it necessary?
But to them, it was very necessary to suit the occasion. Every occasion
has an
attire. Today, these both decided to say, since the machines are called yellow machines, today's work, we'll go into that Freeport. We will see it with our eyes. We'll move from there. We'll go to the executive mansion and tell the president, thank you. And this speaks to something that people missing. Just yesterday or last night, or when the senator was there, Senator Koga, he said the yellow machine issue, he had not seen it. One thing I said, he had not seen it, he didn't know. And the House in their overwhelming members made it clear to the public today by their action and by their statements that they know about it. And you get it? So this thing is something that a job well done today. I can really say that clear.
What is the message sent? Let me ask you. I'm coming. What is the message saying that you are going to do oversight? Granted, which is your responsibility. Because some of the people who even went there, and some who went to even the gathering of the president, you didn't see some of them wearing yellow.
Okay,
not all of them wore the yellow.
Okay.
So what is the message there?
So
that Lord, we're going to do oversight. We're going to see yellow machines. The machines are all yellow, so it means that we're going to wear yellow suits. What was the message there?
So the speaker addressed that, your question today in that video. He said, the next time the machine coming that particular day, everyone will also be dressed. So it was not something that they all planned and said they're going to wear. Few of them probably reached to one another and said, let's wear yellow today.
How do you know that they didn't plan it?
Because of a statement that the next time, the next batch when it comes, that day the entire house, the whole group will be yellow. So it tells you how they accept, they appreciate that. You know what been happening to most of the lawmakers in the rural areas? Some of them been renting machines to open their roads. Now you know what this machine is going to do? It remove that hurdle from their salaries and benefits. It becomes public works now. It becomes government
work.
So
you don't agree with Moses when he said it's been overdue?
Well, Moses, to some extent, he's right how he sees it. Okay,
but how you see it? Is it not being overdone?
I don't see it as being overdone.
It's not over amplification of your celebration of yellow machine.
In fact, the celebration, according to them, has not started. When the second phase comes, when the second batch comes, that's the time to really celebrate, because as Mr. Sandy Riley said in his word, it's unprecedented in Liberia's history to see. I forgot to send you a video by a Nigerian woman. In fact, when she was in red line, when the machines went there, she said, "This is Liberia. I have never seen this. I have never seen it in my own country. I was in Benin. I was in Nigeria. true or I didn't see this, and like, bro, it's about that.
Oh, you're not going to quote the Nigerian woman. You're making up your own story.
So
let's hear from you.
So it's not strange for me to see lawmakers. Those are living in rural areas accepted.
Let's
Sabo and my colleagues. That celebration is necessary, and there are reasons. We have doubting Thomases, a lot of doubting Thomases, who thought that it was impossible for a government to fulfill the promise of bringing in such a huge number of
yellow machines.
Yellow machines. In fact, the popular word "vla," people say it wouldn't have been possible. It was not practicable for the government to bring in such a machine. In fact, coincidentally, one of our technical person here in the studio here is in yellow t-shirt. Patrick.
No, don't link Patrick to that. Patrick is not part of your celebration.
Let me pay attention.
But someone, there's nothing wrong with it. Few lawmakers decided to wear yellow. It's part of the celebration. To me, there's nothing wrong with it because the government has finally proven its critics wrong that it can say things that it will not do. The government said would have brought in this huge number of machines, and besides that, because of the enormity of the kind of work that the yellow machines will do across this country. That's what generating such anxiety or jubilation. And a few people, lawmakers, decided to wear yellow. I don't think they
Let's assume it was declared. You woke up tomorrow morning. You heard that it's been declared for everyone to wear yellow in celebration of the arrival of the machine. You want to wear your yellow?
That is assumption, Sabo.
No, I'm asking you. You going to wear yellow? Do you have yellow t-shirt and
Sabo? I don't know why you want to have it.
But I'm not.
The first thing is
it's not being hypothetical. I'm just asking you. No. Listen. You said you don't see anything wrong. I'm coming now. I'm coming. Let me quote you. You don't see anything wrong with lawmakers going to the port. If I first declaring Thursday, July 26th. February 26th. Yellow Machines Day and wearing yellow apparel or yellow coats and yellow t-shirts and yellow caps and all of that, yellow ties and all of that. You don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't see anything
so
wrong
I'm
with that.
asking you now, Tagwe, if you were asked tomorrow, they say, well, tomorrow is Yellow Machines Day. We ask the public to wear yellow t-shirts and whatever you can wear. Will you wear your yellow as well?
I don't answer hypothetical questions so easily like that. This is a hypothetical question. You can expect me to answer that. But the fact that the first thing established what they are wearing.
Okay, so no. You said
no. Someone give me a chance. What did they are wearing yellow machine? What did they do to their work today? What did they do to the work of the legislature?
Have we seen that in other countries? Let's take for instance. No. I'm coming. Let's take for instance. We're not going far away, but maybe right around Sierra Leone, Ghana, those countries maybe close to us, in the region. Have we seen that happening before? Where lawmakers will shut down major deliberations and decided to go to the free port or go to where they want to go and to see yellow machines and dressed in yellow. Have you seen that before?
I think that's positive.
No, I'm asking you, have you seen that?
It was the same country you were in, and people sang the same Sierra Leone and Ghana you're referring to. They were not saying you came a pie, came a mouth.
No, we are not talking about that. No, we are not talking about
that.
Some people saying you came a mouth, came a pie. The question I'm asking you, have you seen that before? Have you read?
I don't have to see it.
Okay, let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. Let me ask you first, Comrade. If you were asked, let's assume tomorrow you woke up in the morning because I know you got yellow and tired.
Assumption whole day.
We are discussing. We're having a discussion here. And you woke up in the morning and said, look, there's a need to wear yellow in celebration of the yellow machines. You're going to wear yours too?
Assuming that I got yellow, I'll wear it.
But you don't have yellow?
Assuming that I got yellow, I will wear that yellow because the yellow that day will have represented what we call positive things for this country. You were asking David about Ghanaians.
I didn't ask you.
Which country?
No.
Which country in our region that has imported this amount of machines at once? None.
Which
in their whole history.
So does it mean?
So the same way,
no, I'm coming.
The national team can be played.
No, I'm coming. So does it mean?
Wear the colors and leave the parliament wherever in their country to go to the football field and wear the football color to go there. It's the same way when development happens in a country, when greater things happen in a country, and they happen to dress themselves in that form to go celebrate it. It works.
Okay, so Moses, let me turn to you. You are a Liberian before you became American there. Before you naturalized yourself. Moses, if maybe you woke up in the morning tomorrow and they ask that you wear yellow to celebrate the wrap of the yellow machines. Moses, you going to wear yellow?
So you
no, please, I'm not asking you. I'm talking to Moses.
So you're bringing American in our politics, Moses?
He's an American. He's a Liberian American now. Moses, let's hear from you.
I'm a Liberian. But look, on a more serious note, right? If any declaration was made today that everyone wears yellow, I won't wear yellow.
Okay.
And I think it's simple. In the West, there's a word called mediocrity. When you always celebrate little stuff, building roads, building bridges, putting our infrastructure, it's not unusual. It's part of national development. It's one of those things that come with responsible leadership. So
it's a promise you made to the people.
Yeah, you made a promise, you fulfilled the promise. We celebrate you.
Nobody celebrate that. Yeah, go ahead, Moses.
So we appreciate that. It doesn't mean that every household people should wear yellow. No, you can't shut the legislature down. What is the purpose of having oversight committees? You could have self-confident person over there and continue with the more critical things on the agenda of the legislature. You go to the executive mansion, you tell the president, oh, Mr. President, when the other machines come, every one of us will come here in yellow.
Our shoes, our socks will be yellow.
Exaggeration, man.
Have you not seen yellow socks? Have you not seen yellow shoes? No, I'm asking you. Have you not seen yellow socks? That's not exaggeration. It's something like yellow socks. Go ahead, Moses. Go ahead.
Someone, as I was listening, I heard the deputy speaker. He even went to the extent of tribalizing this thing. Oh, you know, from Lofa. Man.
Yeah.
Thomas Fowler, you national.
Just a side comment, man. Moses, don't capitalize on that. It was a side
Dave, please, the man's speech. The man's speech, please. I didn't ask you. Wait a minute. I was going to talk. Also, go right ahead.
Certain position when you occupy, you speak as a nationalist. You forget about all the regionalism. Oh, you know, Lofa. No, this is not about Lofa. It's about Liberia. There was no need to go to the mansion, everybody in yellow. What happened is not only the work of the executive, it is a collective effort of the three branches of government. As simple as that, tell the president thank you, few questions, go on, tell the president thank you, and move on and continue to do what you do. Again, let me come back to what I said. If I can't about a bag of rice in my house, my children should not be running the neighborhood telling people, say, Daddy bought rice today. My responsibility is to take care of my family. So if President Bwaka and the others are doing it for our people, we can recognize it. But we shouldn't over-amplify.
Okay.
Are Guineans doing that? Did you see Sierra Leoneans leaving the job?
No, please, you are not asked to talk. Please, the man is speech. Go ahead, Moses.
Did you see Sierra Leoneans doing that? Did you see Ghana? Did you see the people in Guinea running the streets? Everybody wear a particular color. Did you see that? Haven't you seen development in those countries? Come on, man. Let us minimize the mediocrity. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, George.
So I just wanted to.
Yeah, but George, before you come in, please, I got something to read. You know, I got something to read quickly.
Let's finish with it, man. Let's finish
No.
with it.
Let me read what I have. Let me read what I have. During the administration of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the government procured yellow machines. Eba, please let me read. Oh, man, I'll have to mute your microphone. I'll mute your microphone, please. We are not talking about the number. The fact that they came, we are not talking about the number. The government procured yellow machines, earth moving equipment to support road infrastructures. Notably, when the Nimba County Council purchased 22 pieces of heavy-duty equipment in 2012 for about US $4.5 million. Other administrations, including George Manawiya administration, 2022 also purchased, and now Joseph Imamboka. Now, I'm just saying this so that we know that this is not the first time that way. Okay, go ahead now. At least the people who are there.
Mr. Tagbe, before all these yellow machines,
somebody talking about
Mr. George.
He's confused now because I've told him that yellow machines coming is not news. It's something that happened before. So he confused.
Before former President Sirleaf could buy yellow machines, before former President we have to buy the 23 pieces. Even before the war, Liberia purchased yellow machines.
Granted, and we are not talking about quantity here now.
None of them came in this fleet. Listen to me. The reason why this is being celebrated,
quantity is important.
None of them came in this fleet. The only thing that has happened in Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and these are all surrounding countries in such a fleet is football. When they win the Nation Cup, when they win trophy. None of them you can tell me that I once purchased more than 300 earth-moving equipment at once in their country. None. Check their history.
Okay, so none. Granted.
So this is very, very unprecedented in the South region.
Granted.
So, and knowing that our country is very backward in terms of infrastructure. Look, you saw the Pope putting lava in red light. You didn't want to show that video.
We didn't want to show it. I didn't have the video.
Why didn't you
show the video? I would have shown the video.
Thinking about that, putting it on the floor for
okay, let's forget about Lapo now. Let's forget about Lapo. Now, let me ask, please, 1 minute. Let's forget about Lapo. Moses.
No, you come. Why? Yeah, you now come to me. Go to Moses.
Okay, Dave. No, I mean, don't think that Moses is supporting.
Mr. Sandy is on our side.
Listen,
but he doesn't want the team to be.
No. He's not on your side. No. Don't come.
But there's no side.
There's no side.
Okay, no problem.
Now, gentlemen, there's this debate. There are some who think that the yellow machine coming, whatever the quantity, what are the quality, what is new or what is old, there are individuals who think that there's absolutely no way that can put food on that table. Let's hear from you. How do you think it can happen?
Yeah.
No. I'm George.
These yellow machines.
I'm talking with George here. For
these yellow machines don't put food on their table. Then they have to go by a rating because they don't know what they call trickle-down effect when the country has good roads. Mr. Sandy was naming them. Businesses will be expanded, jobs will be created, agriculture will increase, people will transport their goods, their food and other agricultural produce to all parts of the country, and you will get it for a cheaper price. Then you say, won't put food on.
And going to create jobs as well?
Create jobs.
Okay. All right, you said Moses will got to transition quickly. Moses, let's hear from you. I will come to you, Tabwe. Moses, let's hear from you.
I agree with Mr. Kennedy 100%. I don't want to say that bringing in the yellow machines will not put food on the table. It means the person lives in a utopia. Because there is a direct correlation between road construction and national development. I will speak to you. I work an hour away from home. If you think the roads were terrible, will I be able to do that?
Not at all.
you will be able to live in Monrovia and work in Margibi and come back home with ease. Businesses will open up. When businesses open up, what do you think will happen? Employment comes in. The job creation, when you have jobs, won't you be able to put food on the table? The people who making that argument, are they not thinking rationally? The people create jobs. Those men will say, oh, Moses Sendi is speaking for the government. Look, I said it many times. I'm a critical voice, but I'm a rational person. When the government is in the right, I would say the government is right. On this one, we give this government the credit. They have demonstrated something that successive administrations in Liberia didn't do. They tried. 285 man. In less than 2 years, it means a lot. We should applaud the administration.
Okay, let's go there. Yeah, Dave.
You know, Moses and Kennedy are already there with the issue of bread and butter because those who reason the argument, they sound too nonsensical, meaning that they don't have sense. If you say the
I think you've been too harsh.
You've been too harsh.
Yeah, you've been too harsh.
Okay.
You have to rescind that.
Oh, but someone.
No, you have to rescind it, Tabwe.
Nonsense, man. No sense.
No,
in
you
it.
have to rescind it. You have to rescind it.
Okay.
Our audience,
You've been too harsh.
audiences we have, you know,
Okay.
so-
Okay, those who talk about the brand,
Apparently, they don't understand.
apparently they don't understand what the whole brand butter issue, because people always talk about brand butter issue, that machine will eat. They don't know the importance of the machine, what it will do. But what I wanted to really comment on is not about the issue of people relation with brand, but because they don't know what they're talking. But the thing is that someone you said, Madam Ellen brought plenty yellow machines. Jawia brought some. And somebody around the neighbor people brought some.
We're reading from a research that was made.
But yellow still, Joey brought yellow machines, but he struggled to go to his own county. Why didn't the yellow machine face the road from Monrovia to Grand Creek County when you are passing Ivory Coast?
Let's not be specific about George. We spoke about former President Ellen Johnson said as well. Yeah.
Ellen Johnson said, "I'll come into that." Why you want to?
No, but you know, every time we're not going to be attacking personalities
I'm
here.
not attacking anybody. Someone you said Jawia brought machines, but Jawia struggled to even travel to his own country for the 6 years he stayed in power. Madam Ellen brought yellow machines. Nima people bought yellow machine, but yellow still the country was disconnected. You couldn't easily travel from a river to Bomi County, Raya. To Raya, Kakata, you couldn't go there easily on using the road. Now, 2 years in the absence of the yellow machines that are arriving now, in 2 years' time, people living from here going Hapo and spending only less than 24 hours and reaching Kepamas. Goods and services are moving smoothly across the country in less than 2 years in the absence of the machines. But those who you said brought machines, they brought them in. What did they do with the machines? And you couldn't easily travel with ease in this country. So let's stop saying that. The another thing I let to talk on is that, look, we try to condemn. We say, oh, people celebrating wear yellow and celebrating yellow machines. Yesterday, we celebrated when people were singing, you came a pike. That one of the nonsensical things we've ever said in the country. So, you know, will not sing that song. Ghanaians will not sing that song. You know, Bo, you know, Bo will vote for you. You came a pie, you came a man, will not vote for you. These are the things we should be talking about. But people celebrating positive things like yellow machines to build farm to market roads. In fact, Nana, there are vacancies up, looking for drivers, heavy duty drivers. And from
public relation officers.
They look for public relation officers. Maybe you will likely not be here.
No. You go there. Because when you take the job, you gotta wear yellow every day. So you gotta be yellow.
So no, I'm telling you now, Sobo. No, there's a list up. Executive Mansion website. Go there. There's another list. Probably someone.
So did you apply?
No, I'm not an engineer.
No, for
I
public
don't-
relations now.
No, my man, leave me alone, man.
Leave
me alone, man.
Okay, so
Some
gentlemen,
of-
we'll have to
you know,
transition quickly.
This is positive thing that people.
No, on a more serious note, Dave, let me just hold you
that
there.
was
Let me hold you there. And let me say my own. Everybody said their own. On a more serious note, we applaud the government. Look, like we said, this program is not basically intended to beat on the government
No.
all of the time. No, we've come into the nice space so as to help the government as well, help the PR of the government, also to correct if things are going wrong. We appreciate that the government could bring in the quantity of yellow machines. We know this is very unprecedented. We know it has not happened before. Although there are questions as to why would the Ministry of Public Works be in existence, and yet we still have Bolt to manage
That's another topic.
No,
That's a
listen,
different topic.
Listen, although there's concern about that, but on the overall, the government's core marks to bring in the yellow machines. We appreciate
In
it.
fact, customize
And
them.
and if President Boaka maybe woke up tomorrow morning and declared a public holiday and asking everyone to wear yellow, I will wear yellow shoes myself.
Oh, I thought you said
No, listen. That's a national holiday being declared by the president, but not the one declared today by the House of Representatives. Okay.
They didn't say
No,
national
but we
holiday.
didn't say that national holiday. We said not the one declared today by them. So, gentlemen, let's try to please play that tape. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Augustine Play Gafuan, I think along with the Minister of Finance, they are attending Minister of Foreign Affairs, if I'm not mistaken. They are attending this Liberia EU, time has cut off, so we'll have to be very fast now. Liberia EU Business Forum, and the minister has been speaking. I was listening to a tape and where he was trying to make our case as a country, as a people. Let's try to listen to that and make sense of that quickly and just talk about it.
All I can say is that this conversation is very important to make Liberia attractive for private sector growth. We must address the issue of infrastructure, especially energy infrastructure, road, port infrastructure. We've been assessed as a country, and all the analysis prove that until we address these key constraints or binding constraints to growth, we'll be scratching on the surface. Everything we'll be doing will be peripheral, short term, and sometimes we call them feel-good measures. Energy access in Liberia, as a result of the war, and some of the things that happened in the intervening period, slow. Then by last year, January, it was around just 33%. And we concluded on Liberia Energy Compact. Liberia Energy Compact is part of an initiative launched by the World Bank and the African Development Bank called Mission 300. Some of you might have followed that. And it's meant to give power to 300 million Africans across our continent, because it's estimated that 600 million Africans don't have access to power. So the intention is to have that number. And countries were selected to develop Energy Compact. Liberia was one of the first 12 countries. And at the Energy Summit in Dar es Salaam that President Boaka led, before then we developed, thanks to the leadership of the Ministry of Mines and Energy and our colleagues in the energy sector, the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the Rural Renewable Energy Agency, and others, an Energy Compact. And that's a document that I think people here, investors in this sector, I would think that that's one document you should read, because we clearly laid out our ambition in the sector, and we costed it, you know, I think upwards of 1.2 billion, and we think we're a little bit conservative. We have space for private sector intervention, and we're talking about generation, transmission, distribution. You know, engaging my energy folks in this thing has made me to be an energy minister a little bit. Each time I meet them, they teach me a little bit. You know, so please look at that. Please look at that. And we intend as a government to put money in this sector. And through our budget, we can't solve all the problem, but the energy folks would tell you that we are discriminating positively in their favor at the expense of others. Energy and transport, especially road connectivity, is key. And I'm very happy that the leaders we have in this sector are people with energy, with robustness. Honorable Sharif, Honorable Giddings. What is happening, I told you yesterday that Liberia appears to be a big construction site. Now, activities are underway many areas. Road construction in rural areas. One road that we intend to do, which is going to be transformative and will help trade, is the road to Sierra Leone, two sides. From Monrovia to Bowater side, and from Vonjaman to Menekoma. But in the context of regional trade and regional demand, when we connect the road, and give you some of the infrastructure issues in Sierra Leone, the port and what have you, Liberia will be used by many people for, you know, using RIA, tourism and other things will be enabled. So we're not going to turn back. We'll put government's money in it because we want to create a signal. We were reaffirmed for a second compact under the MCC. And as we speak, there's an MCC team in Monrovia. Tomorrow we're having something called, so we're beginning 2 days of workshop on root cause analysis. We've chosen energy, power, as the sector that MCC funding will go to. In the analysis that informed our reaffirmation, power connectivity, power and road connectivity topped. And we've decided in conjunction with the MCC folks to focus on one sector. I always talk about the generosity of the Minister of Transport. I call him Minister of Transport is an error, but it's not an error. In a way, other places they call the Minister of Works Minister of Transport. So the Minister of Works, we all agree that there are multiple options that are coming up in trying to mobilize funds for roads and bridges. But
okay, so gentlemen, that's just an excerpt from what the minister has been talking about, making the case for Liberia, asking for private sector, room for private sector investment and all of that. Let's hear from you again, George. What have you absorbed from what you listened to?
I told someone that when you have the right people in the right positions, the possibility of you getting the right results is very high. And that's what's going on. And you see, Liberia's key challenges have been narrowed down to 3 to be addressed. The 4th one is agriculture, really. But you see energy, you see roads, you see ports. And when they say ports, it actually includes sea and airports. They're not only looking at the seaports alone, looking at the sea and airport. If we are blessed by the grace of God and we address these things, these challenges, the word used in the dictionary to call poverty, seriously, it will be reduced massively in this country. Even Mr. Sunday is able to be coming here most of the time because, and the minister is just the right person in the right place. And he named his other agency leaders, heads, that he thinks everyone knows that performing very well, like the Minister of Public Works, who, in spite of the fact that he's not an engineer, he's on top of his game with his engineers, making sure that roads are done. So this is good for our country. We may not start reaping the benefits immediately 2026, 2027. We may start by 2028, 2029 going forward of these investments. Okay, and I love the way they have narrowed down any money from the MCC Compact to energy. First, the priorities were too much. They wanted to invest in roads with the MCC. They wanted to invest in other agriculture and other education, other sectors. But now they've decided to invest in energy. If you invest in energy, energy is good, roads good, port infrastructure good, you get good agri program, you will get money to finance health, you will get money to finance education from this particular, because most of those other institutions, they are recurring institutions, they are recurring institutions. If you spend money on health, most of the time, if most of the government hospitals, they do what we call, how to call it, the services, most of the services are free. But so you always spend more money, sometimes you're not seeing the kind of return, you start feeling bad. But if you get enough money, you really invest in them from this particular line of investment areas, very important.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Tap, what did you absorb?
Yes, you know, the one that impressed me when you said Liberia has become a construction site. And that's exactly what's going on. Every part of this country you turn into, there's some construction work, either road or something going on. And that really touches me a whole lot. And the issue about actually the major impediment, you know, to our development has been the absence of stable electricity, good roads, and all of that. And then thank God that this government has put a lot of priority on the issue of roads and energy, mainly electricity. But the ongoing meeting takes me back to, I think it's all about attracting investors to come and invest in these areas. And I remember when this government came to power newly, President Walker himself attended several of this kind of meetings in so many countries, investment conference, and you know, partnership conference. And in fact, some people thought the president was living in an airplane, because anytime he comes after one week, he goes back to attend another development meeting or investment meeting. But those meetings haven't yielded the expected results yet. But as Kennedy, I agree with Kennedy that some of them take time. Because since the government came to power, we haven't seen any new investor or investment coming to our country. Although the president attended several meetings abroad when he took office newly, meetings that were intended to attract investors to Liberia to come and invest, but we haven't heard about any new company, any new investment. So I hope that this one that Minister Gaffwan and others attend will yield the desired results.
Okay.
And I agree with you when you say it takes time. Maybe at the end of the next 6 years or the coming 6 years, we start, you know, feeding the results of some of the meetings the president attended when he took office.
All right, Moses, let's hear from you.
Yeah.
1 minute, 1 minute, Moses.
Go ahead, Josh.
Some concession agreements have been signed, and they are right now. The Ivanhoe one is one of them. the $1.something billion investment in a iron ore in a rail. The other one is the oil.
How many jobs had that produced?
Well, right now they're working on everything. They have not counted job yet. Right now, there was some issue with a Guinea side where the Guinean they didn't want to for that.
So it means that it's still laying down. It has not yielded any fruits yet. George, let's not talk about that, man. George,
and then the oil blocks, some of them have been ratified recently by the legislature. Those are
okay
agreements.
Yeah, Moses, you can come in. Thank you for your information.
Yeah.
Why are you taking it, man?
Well,
just poundless and go ahead, Moses.
He knows that too.
I just want to piggyback on the salient points that Mr. Kennedy spoke about, and Mr. Gaffron laid similar emphasis. Energy, ports, and the construction of roads. If we do well in these areas, we will make progress as a country. Businesses will move to Liberia. Because if I want to come set up, say, printing business, I cannot afford to run a generator. That will cost me a lot of money. If we have constant electricity, that will cut down. I will be able to hire people, and those people will be able to provide for their respective families. That if you can fly from one location to another way east, that will attract businesses. You will see tourists coming to the country. When your roads are good, you can live in Buchanan and work in Monrovia. When you take care of all these problems, poverty, you will begin to see a significant decline. Mr. Kennedy is an economist. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. America is great because of these services. We have 24/7 electricity. Road connectivity is excellent. Ports, you can fly from one region to another. That's why finding a job in this country is very easy. Once you have that strength, you don't even need a graduate degree. You can be an ordinary high school graduate. You can do well in this country. You will earn livable wage because what? People will look for you. They will call you. All we need in our country: energy, road connectivity, and what? Ports. Yeah. Once you work on those things, my brother, the country will pick up for the best. I think.
Okay. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, and I think I do agree with all of you, and that's the reason why anytime there's those major business meetings, we always see the Minister of Finance going there because he has the he has the ability to really make the case for the country. And you heard him saying talking about the issue of energy, how the MCC compact the MCC funding going to go towards energy, and energy is very, very important. If you don't have the level of electricity you can produce, it affects businesses, it affects even the operation of the government as well, and also it reduces the sort of taxes are supposed to be coming to government because businesses will not be able to pay their taxes when they not operating smoothly. So I think the minister continues to go out there to make the case for our country. Let's try to open the lines briefly, just for a few minutes. 0776 540-987. Couple of things we've been talking about. 0776 540-987. That's the number to call. Again, 0776 540-987. That's the number to call. We've been talking about how the Senate has invited the Minister of Justice to go and clarify what the Senate calls procedural irregularities. We talk about that. The House of Representatives declaring today, Thursday, February 26th, as National Yellow Machines Day, and all of them wearing yellow. We talk about that as well. Prosecution is asking the court to transfer the case involving fanatic orders. We'll talk about that as well. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Good evening, Divine Trevor.
Yes, sir.
I'm Emmanuel David, and I joined you this evening from the township of West Point.
Okay.
Let me appreciate you and your panelists for all of the talking points. I think your conversation is very unique. It's dedicated to us. But I would just want to speak to one of it that has to be with the issue of the lawmaker declaring 26th of February every year as Yellow Machine Day.
No, I don't think that every year. Maybe that just today.
He was not exact now. He was clear. He said, Mr. President, you can go back on it. He said, moving forward, every Thursday of February 26th, why is it off?
Okay.
Yellow Machine Day. Conclude his statement. So you see, these people, we take our time, go in the ring and sun and force these people to do our job. Instead of doing job for the Liberian people, you got domination. So you having a letter written by a minister to dissolve the entire ministry where over 400 persons working in any daily bread. It makes no sense to the legislature. People who is breaking down and Liberians are sleeping in the street. It makes no sense to represent the Tomofala or Deputy Speaker Tomofala and his colleagues. Liberians does not have job. The very job Senator Dillon spoke on that for which he fought over crap protecting Liberian job. Yeah, it is. LDN is about to take Liberian job. Where is Senator Dillon here today? We vote for this senator. So sometimes if people say that he advocated there's no attacking Libani, people try to buy the argument.
Okay. All right.
The issue of transport is going away.
Okay.
It's silent. He appeared to say yesterday, the conversation with Julius Gay was to tell Liberian when they live in the alleyway, when the yellow machine appear, let it break in.
Okay. All right. I think you made your point already. You made your point. Many thanks. 0776-540-987. Again, 0776-540-987. That's the numbers to call, and you can call here on the nighttime heat. We've been talking about the Senate inviting the Minister of Justice to go to clarify procedural irregularities, the Senate said. Also, the House of Representatives, today they declared today, February 26th, as Yellow Machines Day. And you saw some of the members, wearing their yellow, they want to even meet the president. What do you think about that? The prosecution in the Arson case, the case involving for Nanti Kofa and others, the prosecution is asking for change of venue. The prosecution said, well, they need change of venue because they face public pressure, heavy media coverage, and the issue of tampering with jurors. Those are the reasons that the prosecution, cited, for which they won change of venue. We also spoke about the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, the Gospel for making our case at the EU Liberia Business Conference Forum. Let's hear from you just for a few minutes quickly. What do you think? Which of them that you want to talk about? Which of the topics that we talk about that you want to maybe weigh in on? And let's hear from you. 0776-540-987. That's the numbers to call. 0776-540-987. Just for a few minutes, we want to hear from you quickly, and then we can call it a quit. We've been talking, like I said, about issues concerning the Senate, inviting the Minister of Minister of Justice. Yesterday, the Minister of Justice released a statement indicating that they subpoenaed the court to invite some top senators to present some financial documents, but then just 24 hours after, the minister, in fact, withdrew that document. But the Senate said, why is true that you withdrew it? We still want you to come and clarify your procedural error. Also, the House of Representatives today declared Yellow Machines Day, and we saw a bulk of them in yellow suits. Prosecution is asking the courts for change of venue in the case involving Fornanti, Kofa, and others. Where do you stand? Let's hear from you quickly. 0776 540 987. Again, 0776 540 987. That's the numbers to call. That's the number to call, rather. Just one single number tonight. We don't want to announce a couple of numbers. You can call this number and you are part of the show tonight. And let's hear from you.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, madam. Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Amelia Bush, commonly called the Little Mother.
Okay.
From District 16.
Okay, let's hear from you.
Yeah, my concern has to do with the yellow machine. Yeah. Look, the yellow machine make me so happy arriving into this country. The other people who will not call their name, they think that the past 2 years, the president talked about yellow machine. They were not coming to arrive to Liberia. But tell God, thank you, the yellow machine had arrived. You in a country, you don't have rule. People talking about job. There is no rule. How will you get job? If rule were here, I could leave from here to go to another country county to go and work. Thank God the yellow machine is here. The rule will be available for Liberian people to get the ends meet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
God, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for participating on the show. 0776 540 987. Again, 0776 540 987. Let's take this call on the line quickly. Good evening. Hello? Yes, sir. Hello? Yeah, let's hear from you now.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Sylvester T. Bowen. I'm calling from Asper Street.
Okay.
Yeah, I highly appreciate we did Liberian right now. Our eyes open already. We're seeing changes and differences. Any politician that will come in power, we don't see changes and differences. I don't believe that you'll go back. So thank you.
Okay, many thanks. 0776 540 987. Let me take this other call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, man, how are you doing, Shabba?
I'm okay, sir.
Yeah, man, I enjoy the program than any other day.
Okay.
We told the people that the machines were coming, and they said the people were lying. Every time he talks, they say that the blood not come to pass. So thank you very much for announcing that God can know that. I was the one who said to continue the program from Monday to Friday.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the commendation also. 0776 540 987. That's the number to call. And of course, you call this number, you are live on the nighttime heater tonight. Let's take this other call on the line quickly. Good evening. Yes, sir.
Jefferson Elliott.
Okay. Oh, let's hear from you, Jeff. Long time.
Yeah. Look, this yellow machine issue is a remarkable achievement for us. I remember way back, the tunnel days, the turbo days. You had road connectivities, you have all of these public works, department in every county. So, it's a very remarkable achievement for us.
Okay.
But I think the public should be wearing these yellow t-shirts and caps and all of that in high jubilation. Then the lawmakers, leaving their job to go and be wearing caps and things. I agree. Anybody will want to rejoice, but it should be the public that should be rejoicing, praising them for the work they are doing. So thank you again.
Okay, many thanks, many thanks. Let me take this other call on the line quickly. Okay, the call is gone. 0776-540-987. That's the number to call. We got 4 more minutes to go. Let's take this call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm JS calling from Chocolate City.
Let's hear from you, sir.
Oh, thank you guys so much. At least I can see some balance in your discussion, and that is great because this thing is forever Liberia.
Yeah.
So I really want to appreciate guys, and I don't know which station it is. Sometimes I can try to listen to it because it is forever Liberia.
Okay, this is Prom FM. Prom FM 105.5, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. And like I want to join some of the guys in the studio there when it comes to especially people who say that whether rule we put food on the table is not a bread and butter issue. Then I think they need to define what they mean by bread and butter issue, because if you're talking about the agriculture sector, which are people look at, how can some of those perishable goods come in town? Most of the time, even like the southeast, you know how many people do suffer? Even when they bring a pepper, sometimes the cars break on the road there where the people can sell, go and buy food or do whatsoever. Everything will lead there. Even some people, what making them wish to go and make fun because those rules, the rule condition that they get taken low on their head and say they want to bring it. So, you know, like, there's just a hit, I think so. Like children or hit. They have been using our word, machine cannot put food on our table. But I think that's so much.
Okay.
The rest of the library is getting better. At least, let's discuss it as a patriot.
Okay.
So I really like your show. Thank you so much.
All right, many thanks. So let's take this call on the line quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm Joseph Fremont. I join you from Benson Street, right opposite the mosque, just go through the prayer.
Let's hear from you, Joseph.
Thank you. You know, it's good to be patriotic. If you are not patriotic, it is bad. You almost like you look a foreigner or alien into your own country because you are not patriotic. The machine business, people just angry. Why are you angry? People say it was flat. Now it is blue. Honestly, no. We talk about somebody said the one word yellow machine day. What is the matter of that? Because you are happy. Something come to your country that will help you. Somebody said, bread, you think President Baka will go back bread and just put butter inside and give it to you? No. These are some of the ways when it comes to the bread butter issue. Each of that machine will get not less than 5%. It plug on it. Your time say that's bread and butter. Okay. People coming to face my road from Zimbabwe to go Cape Town, go Waterside. It will implore people. That's part of the bread and butter. So how do you want the bread and butter issue to be? It's not an event. It is a process. But every time people will see good thing, they will say no. Because they are not in leadership, they don't work that out.
Okay.
Let me see, they say blah 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 blah. Today, it not that the flu. So that flu.
Okay. Many thanks. Let's take another caller in line quickly. Back to this caller. Okay, the caller go. We got no 2 more minutes to call. Yeah. Good evening. Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, anyway, thank you very much. My name is Vafley Sherry.
Okay.
I'm from Lofa United Blind Association of Liberia.
Wow.
Multi-purpose corporation, Lofa County.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I just came yesterday in the city. I've just listened to you. I want to appreciate you a lot. But my brother, I really want for you to give me time so that I can explain some of our activities that we are undertaking in the county as disabled organization. Because we are the first blind organization go through a cooperative. We are cooperative producing rice.
Okay, that's good. So what you do, that's my number here. Just call me tomorrow morning. I'm sure we can have you we can give you some 20 minutes tomorrow on the air from 8:30 maybe up to from 8:30 maybe to 9 or maybe before 9. Just call me back. Call me in the morning. Let's arrange it. We can give you 20 minutes.
Okay, sir. No problem. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So, gentlemen, time has cut off for us. We're not going to take additional calls anymore. It's 10:30. We have to go. Time has cut off for us. We said yesterday that we'll have started announcing some of our people. We're not going to announce everybody names. So let's just start quickly. Vinicius G. Bai, he's been watching himself. He's been watching from Newtown. Ophelia S. George, been watching from where? from Monrovia. From hhome.
Who is she to you?
Mantonian son. Please don't ask me that question. From which junction again? I'm not really getting this junction. Maxwell Kenneman from Brownsville, the Bannersville Estate. Emmanuel T. Dongo Jr. from St. Paul Bridge. Abraham B. Kroman from Iron Factory. Ross Draper, then from where? Rabitha Richards from Louisville. Abdullah Dukley, then from where? David V. Zizi from Mount Barclay. Valley Kroman from Claratown. Joseph B. Coyon, then from where? Emmanuel Bro, a very good friend, been watching from the USA. Silas and Warrior, did say from where? Emmanuel Bambo, did say from where? Francis Doku from Lofa County. We can name all of we can announce all of you, please. So please, again, join us tomorrow for another fascinating edition of the program. Gentlemen, any final parting comment? Let me give a view, George, quickly.
Well, yes, I want to say that the show was good. I want to tell our callers thank you and for following us, for listening to us. Follow our show, and this is the place where you won't hear any invectives, you won't see any misbehavior on the show. These are professional journalists on the show, and definitely you'll get the best all of us, I would say.
Dave, just in a second.
You know, it's the first in the history of this country for such a huge number of yellow machines. Most especially we are from the remote part of the country.
It seems that you apply for the public affairs job. So Brandon Samoka come and get you job now. I see why you promoting Brandon Samoka.
Because I come from way in the interior, where Grant said that.
All right, I see you. I see that your party comment there. Moses, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on what everyone said. You know, I think it was indeed a great show, great discussion. And let me tell our technical crew, you know, without them, you know, we would not have been successful. Let me say thanks for all the good job they continue to do. And the many people will continue to follow us religiously. I want to say thank you. And all the sacrifices to you, Mr. Tagwe, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Sober George, you know, it means a lot. It means a lot. So thank you.
All right. What we want to say for you and for watching and for listening as well. Join us tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Friday's edition of the program. Join us. I know Prince Crippler will be here tomorrow to face David Tagwe, who has a plan for public affairs job to manage the machines. In fact, he'll be wearing his yellow tomorrow. So until then, Sober George is when you have a pleasant time.